Morning, guys. Welcome to Revit Graphics with DRH, semester 2. Today, we're just going to go over some basic graphics and layout of sheets so that you guys can get started on laying out the sheet and actually exporting and just like cleaning up the lines so you can get a simple plan, maybe section or XO, on a sheet. So we'll start off with giving you guys the blank template, and the blank template is in the Scratch drive. So if you guys don't know how that works, then you start off by pressing this PC. Then you see this thing called Z drive, called Scratch. Then at the very top, there's 2024 DRH tutorials. Then it is under the Revit graphics tutorial folder. And there's 3 files, the DWG, the Revit template, and the PNG. And I'll just get you guys to copy and paste it to your desktop so that you don't overlap and overwrite each other, so that you don't get any errors in your file. So just select it all, right click, copy, and just desktop or downloads, whatever's easy for you, and just paste it. Yeah. Then double click into it and we'll get started. I'll just give you guys 2 minutes to get that sorted and we'll get underway. Sweet. Did everybody have you guys downloaded the files? Give me a thumbs up if you guys are all good to start the tutorial. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Everybody good? Everybody good? Sweet. The people on the left side of the room, you guys good to go? Good. Sweet. Okay. Sweet. So we'll start the tutorial. So this is the basic house. Please don't judge because it's meant to be very rudimental. Just 4 walls, some doors, door and windows. But what we're interested in starting this today is doing the title blocks. There's 2 ways of doing a title block. And the first way is to use the default version in Revit. They'll help you set up the sheets in an automatic way so that you don't have to always keep making new title blocks and update it yourself. So first one to do is the automatic way, and how we do it is if you look in the left side of the interface, you follow my cursor in the properties, and if you go down, there's this little icon called Sheet, and we're going to click right onto it and click New Sheet, and it brings up this little prop. And to get different sizes, the way to do it is we press Load, and we're in the US one, but we're in New Zealand, so we'll go out of that 2 times. And there's all these different languages, and you can play around with it, but we're interested in the English one. So we were load, go out, another time, in the English, and in New Zealand. Then there's a folder called title blocks. And there's all these different measurements, so you can create from A0 to A4. And today we're going to use the A1 size title block. A1 title block.
Because everyone's filed directly to the
All right.
Okay, I'm just going to show a quick demo because I think everyone's file directory is a bit different. So when you go load, it's going to bring you to this destination. On the left-hand side of the menu, there should be a metric library folder. You want to click on that. In this here, there should be hello folders. We want to go to title blocks, and this should be the folder that Ernest is talking about as well. So I think everyone's computer is just a bit different. It should automatically go to this folder, but for some reason, it's taking us to the folder. So I'll just show one more time. So when it brings you to the when it brings you to this location, on the left-hand side, go to metric library, click on that, scroll down to title blocks, and we go from here. We'll flip it around.
Sweet. So if you didn't catch that, it's under load. They're on the left side. If you scroll down, it's under metric library. Then you scroll all the way down and title blocks. Yes. So every computer is a little bit different because you can download different countries, and it seems like everybody's computer has different downloaded versions of the metrics. So yeah, you can follow. The only reason that I did New Zealand is I have one, but because we're using the A size format, so if you do all A1s, then we should be fine. So if you within the A1, so I think in the US and the New Zealand one, they're both in A sizes of the paper format. So don't worry if you got a New Zealand one or the US one today for the title block. So same A1 size, so it's fine. Sweet. Sweet. I'll carry on. So we'll just load that in. Open it. So you've got that. Okay. And it gives you this default one. And the good thing about Revit is that a title block is just automatically made for you. And yeah, it'll update the title sheet number as well. So you don't have to worry about manually changing all the time. But what we are interested in is making it more ours instead of having this not nice looking desktop because we don't work with them, right? So a way to make this more personalized is so there's the title block. If you hover over it, it highlights it. So you can just click it once and then you can double click onto it. Then it brings up this another window. And now everything in this page is modifiable. So the logo is just a PNG. So you can delete that or if you want to. And if you just scroll down, and to scroll, you can use the middle scrolling thing. If you push it down, it gives you the move tool and it scrolls just in and out zoom. So you can move and you can go ahead and try playing around with the options. But for Revit, thing you do, if you're trying right now and you're double clicking into it and oh no, it's not letting it modify it. It's because this one is a parametric labeling. So you press it, not working. Then the first thing to do is look at the left, and as you see, it's a label, tag label. So that means you can edit it. And now client name and sample value is where you want to type what you want to type. So let's say that our client is DRH, so DRH. You want to go OK, amazing DRH. And that just means that now every time we make this type of title block in our sheets, they will always have DRH in it. So you guys can put some different labels into it and see what you like. But after you've done that, we will do putting in our own logos so that it looks more personalized. And the logo I want you to put into is in the 3 files that I made you download from the Scratch drive. So, and it's titled Uni Logo PNG. So we're still in here, but we're going to bring in a photo now. So to do that, we go into Insert. Then you get all these options. And the one we want is Import Image. Import Image, and go to the place you put your where you downloaded those files. Sweet. You just click onto it and open. Sweet. And it gives you this border, and you can put it down anywhere. And there you go. We've got the UOA signing with us, and these corners will let us drag and resize it proportionally. So drag all the way down, and let's try putting it in this little rectangular corner up there. And there you go. You've officially become a Revit master at UOA. Sweet. So that's the first way. So putting in images for your logos and playing around with these different options. So like this one is a text. So if you click into it, you can just update it straight away without having to go to the left and pressing the edit file for the labels, which is very handy. So after you've finished editing all your little bits in your own time, we'll load it into our project. And to do that, if you go follow up to the ribbon, load into project and close. And you can either save it, but we'll save it today. And we'll override the parameters, so we still get all the values with us. Then there you go. That's the first way of doing it. And now that you've got your parametric title block, so it's automatic. Sweet. So if you're getting the error that says read only, then a way that you can get over that is just to load into projects. Then it'll ask you to overwrite with parameters. Then it lets you load into it. Any other errors that people are facing loading into their programs? Or sweet. Pardon? Or the actual, then you can, yeah, so you can just load it again.
Underneath the website name. So what if you just edit it like erase and put your impact to the whole
True. You can do is like, because this is all just lines, so you can these are just all just like default lines. So you can make your own. Just you can put a line through it.
just draw a line.
Yes, you can do that. So you can treat this whole page as just like almost like just Photoshop. So it's just all this lines stuff. So yeah.
Use this box. But can we insert extra boxes?
Yes, we'll get on to it.
Thank
We'll
you
go to
very
that. You're good. That's good. That's good. Sweet, sweet. Good.
I don't know. I can't seem to get it to load on. Oh, where'd it go? I don't know. Because when I go.
Oh, it's alright. Because so it's great. You brought in the picture, but
Yes.
so
But I was editing the actual thing before and then I got rid of it.
it's alright.
Anyway,
So you got rid of it. So sweet. But do you see how it's like still like highlighted?
yeah.
So that means it's like not modifying.
Yeah.
So instead of just take that out for now.
Yeah.
But you can double click into it.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. If you got it in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Then just override the parameter.
And then how do I
Yeah.
get the so is it
Yeah. So we'll do that next time. Yeah. Sweet.
Right, I've like changed these parts here, gone
Yeah.
load into family, but they're not
Yeah.
going to change it.
So funny thing about Revit is that sometimes like the parameters don't like override into like endpoints.
Oh, okay.
So I'll wait to just double click it. Then
Just change it like
yeah.
that.
Like for the especially for the project names. It does it sometimes. So yeah. No way. You good? You look good? Sweet. It seems like everybody's there. So I'll just quickly show you the second option for title blocks. And this is the version if you're looking to do something more fancy and like more artistic, I guess, instead of the standard like construction set vibes. And the way we do it is normally you'll draw up like all the line weights and pictures in Illustrator and you'll make them to a DWG file, and that's a whole nother tutorial that you can look up. But once you've got the DWG file, which I've provided in the downloads, this thing. So if you want to bring in the nice looking thing, the way to do it is we go files. So don't click new, but go to the little arrow thing next to new. And if you go in there, there's all these options, and the one we want is title blocks. Same as before, it'll give you the page size numbers, and we're just going to use A1 again. And now you've got a blank canvas, that's A1 size. Sweet. It's the same logic with bringing in the logo before. Okay. Like the sizes. Yeah.
The DWG and it's looking for a family.
It's not letting me open either. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong place.
Oh, yeah.
But
So
no, it's because look, if we go here.
you're going to the wrong one.
No, I am going right.
So you've got it right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not opening that right now.
Oh, what are we doing?
So we're making. I showed you how to make like a page, like a blank canvas, and we're going to import that onto the page like a picture.
So what am I doing is the template file.
So if you cancel it, so let's file.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. Title
Page, A1.
one. Okay, so you do A1 then.
Yeah, A1. Then now you get a page.
Okay.
Yeah. So if people are having the same confusion as that one, so we're not actually opening the DWG file on itself. We're bringing a picture of the borders onto a blank piece of paper, like you would if you were drawing by hand. So as I showed before, new, arrow, title block, A1, that just brings in like one A1 size white paper. If you open it, and it gives you this paper. And just like before, we're gonna bring in the title block we made. So it's a DWG file. So that's a CAD. So import CAD. Sweet. And now you've got the file I've set up for you guys, the title block DWG file. So press on that. And for these options, we won't worry about it for now. It naturally does it for you normally. So we'll just open it. Good. And yes. Yeah, so people who've missed it, I can do that again. So we've got our piece of paper that we brought in with the title page. So if you go up to the top, to the ribbon, next to create, there's insert. And under insert, if you pan across, there's this icon called import CAD. Press on import CAD and go to the folder where you put all the downloaded files that was set up in Scratchdive for you. And we've got this DRH title block, DWG file. And you just click on that and just open it straight away. Import detected, yes. And now you've got, if you zoom into it, this little border thing that's already made for you. And press yes. Sweet. Sweet. So when you scroll out, it'll be right down below the page. Sweet. Now we've got this page, and if you notice, you can't really drag this thing, it's stuck. It's because there's this thing called pinning in Revit, and if you click into it, and you see this little line and dot thing, and that's basically like, if you imagine like the head of a pin for your pinups. So right now it's pinned, and if you click on it, now there's an X and a pin, that means it's loose, so you can move it around. So if you hover your cursor over the border of it, it gives you a move, and you can move it to your location. But if you are hovering it and moving like this, it's a bit inaccurate. So the way we want to do it is, so more accurately, so if you click it once, and you go up to the options again, and there's this 4 arrow sign called move. 4 arrow sign called move. It's up in the options. If you click on it, it gives you, and you zoom into it, it gives you this kind of like a border of where your thing is. And if you bring your cursor closer to the corner of your template, this pink purpley square thing pops up, and that just kind of tells you that you're perfectly at the end point of that 2 vertices. So you can click on it, and now that dotted line's moving with you, which means that you've grabbed it correctly. So you can zoom out, you can bring it over to your page, almost like bringing like a piece of tracing paper on like actual paper. Then you can find where the edge of that page is. Then, yeah, if you bring it closer, it snaps and it gives you that square, and it means that you're aligned. Then you just click onto it. And if you zoom out, you'll see that now that your template is perfectly aligning to the edges of your A1 paper. And just in case, so you don't accidentally move it, we'll just pin it. And to do that, we'll zoom in and we'll try to find that pin shape there, the pin in the X. That means that it's loose. So if you press on it, you instantly get that line and that head of the pin again. And that just means that it's pinned and you won't be able to move it accidentally. And you can give it a go by trying to move it. And no go. It's stuck there now. And that's the second way of doing a title block or setting up a nice borders for your sheets in Revit. And same thing, just load into project if you want. Into your project. Sweet. I'll just give. I'll just give everyone 1 minute to in their sheets. So, yeah, now it's pinned. Like, yeah. And now if you try to move it, doesn't move. Sweet. And now you can load it into project.
Whenever we do changes, we always put load into.
Yeah. And it'll just bring it in. Yeah.
What is this to then?
So that means which project you want to go into, and that's the actual like project file you're working in. If we want the top one, that the bottom one is just the paper that we put in. Yeah.
So that we're just practicing.
Yeah, just practicing. Yeah, we're just practicing. Yeah, sweet.
But this is like after practice, this for everything.
It's because it's like a family. So that's the tune. But because later on when we try to make a sheet, you can bring in what you made before. Okay. Yeah. So now it's like in your file. Yeah. So you've got it like all handy. So you can have this one.
Like kind of like load it into there so we can.
Yeah. So you can choose between either one. So if we shoot, then now that was the one you made just before.
Family one.
Yeah, family one. And now you get that. But if you don't want this one, you want the old one, then you can just that one and get that one. So now you got different types that you've made.
So we're using this one.
Yeah, we use this one. Like you guys.
This might not be an eligible one.
Yes. Oh. Extra for experts. So, if you guys have noticed, the file I gave you was last year's 2023, and that was very purposeful, don't get me wrong, I didn't make a mistake. That is because I'm going to show you how to edit in the actual Revit, so you don't have to go back and forth in Illustrator, because we make mistakes and we don't want to spend too much time fixing it. So right now, this is where you guys are. You guys imported it on a page and it's all pinned up. Nice. That, and it's pinned. But if you look here, 2023, and you want to fix that, right? So way to do that is we'll unpin it. Unpinning just means that you're allowing the system to actually like modify the file you're playing with. So we unpin it. So we can modify this little thing. And if you zoom into it, it's highlighted now in blue. That means that that's the one you're modifying. Everybody, sweet. Then if you go up to the ribbon tab here, it gives you all these different options. And the one we want to look into is exploding. So exploding, if you press it, it just means that you're dividing your drawing into more smaller pieces. And as you see, I just exploded it. And now our little template thing is this small little square thing, rectangular. But so we can't still edit it. So we're going to explode it again. One more time. Sweet. And now if you hover over it, then everything is now divided. So the lines, the texts. And that just means that when you double click it, because it's a text box, you can edit it to 14. So you can just click into these boxes and just change it. And if people are still following along, that was, you can click on it and you just keep exploding the DWG file until you get singular components. Even these lines, you can start making it shorter and editing into it. Just so that if your template that you've pre-made in Illustrator is not fitting to your drawings, or your drawings are too big, then you can just move around these lines just to make it fit, just to make your workflow a little bit more quicker. Sweet. And that's how you edit in Revit straight away, so you don't have to go back. And same as before, you can just load it straight into your Revit project with the override when it gives you with the second option. So the second option will show you this thing, load into project. Then don't panic, just use the override the existing version with its parameter values. That will just mean that all the values you've changed will come with it. So like that. Sweet. Hey, Matt. Oh, we've got a latecomer. Oh. Oh. So when you get this kind of file, it just means where you want it. And the first one, if you read it, A1 metric, is just the paper. So you don't want that, so you untick it. And graphics stats one, that's the project you just opened, the graphics tool. So just that, okay. And now you've got it in the file. So when you try to make a new sheet, if you go down, zoom down, make a new sheet. And now you've got your family one. That's the one you made. Yeah, so now you can like play around, like you have all these options you can like load into your system. Sweet. Sweet. You guys good? You guys need help? Oh, the editing one?
Because I'm like, yeah, I'm.
Oh yeah, sweet.
That's
Nice.
what you've done there.
Yeah, that's what I've done. And you know how to load it into the project?
I've literally never touched it before.
Oh, that's right. So if you load it into project,
Yeah.
this
Do
really,
I untick that? Or?
yeah, see, natural.
Oh.
And okay. And now, and the second one's the one you want to do because all the values as well. And if you go down, scroll down, and you sheet, and you try to right click on it, and you try to make a new sheet. Family one's the one you just made. So if you load it, you've got it in your like file now.
Oh, okay.
So you can like change between the like different versions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Good job. Everybody all right? That's good. Sweet. Are you all right?
I think so.
Sweet. All good. Sweet. Make you good? Nice. Nice. Andrew.
Say one sheet, just there.
Oh, just a sheet. So we got file. So we got a little arrow on the and A1. You get to eat all the different sizes. Yeah. Click it. Keep that. Yeah. Fine. Are you right? Right, right. You're right. Oh, sweet. So if you hover over, you can now just like edit it. We can like make it.
Like change the
Yeah, you can be like, oops, sorry, like the easy way. Sorry, but you can also just use it like Adobe and just like yeah, just drag it as well. Oh yeah, so that's just it. So you can just save it. It just means it's like you're saving the whole file.
Confused now. I have so many sheets. I don't know what I'm using.
Yeah. So
This is the one you taught us the last one.
yeah.
Yeah. So I save it under graphics.
Yeah.
Under graphics.
So when you have like all these different ones, it's confusing. So you can just you can literally just close it
Don't save it.
because you've already loaded it into your program.
So once you load it, you don't have to save it.
Yeah. So you see like how there's like nothing there, like just this little.
Yeah.
That just means that you're in like modify mode.
Okay.
So that's just you just changing stuff.
Okay. So I haven't.
It's like a temporary phase.
Okay. So should I save it or load it?
Because have you already loaded? I think because you showed me the sheet. You've got,
So many sheets.
yeah, that's right.
No, we have double.
This one. So that's the old one. We've also got the family one, which is the new one. So you've got both. So you can close all of this if you don't want it. Just not confused.
Confusing me.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can choose. So you got this one and this one. So you can choose which one you want to use for the next bit.
This one. This one. The one you modify is the one you draw a line for me and put
Oh,
a new
so if we want the one, then I think we might have not saved it. So
Just copy and paste it.
yeah, just copy and paste it. It's like and now that when you try to delete it like that, right? Then we can save it. Then
So are we saving or deleting?
yeah. If you want to keep the change, then always save. You got really good. You alright, Evan?
Oh,
Did you get the second one as well?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. Modify. You guys alright? Oh, sweet. That's good.
I don't understand the whole loading to project.
Okay, sweet. So when you get that page, then that one is A1 matrix. So it's basically just the paper we use. So we don't want that. And that's just the project file. So we just want that. So if you okay, now it's in your project file, like almost the main folder, main file. Yeah. Yeah, what it is. Yeah. Sweet.
It should look.
Yep, not perfect. And that just means when you like try to make new sheets, if you scroll down, sheets. If you right click, and if you try to create a new sheet, then you've got all these options. And family one is the one you just made. When you like, okay. Yeah. So it's like in your project.
So then there's still have to show on that, right?
Nah.
It's a separate.
Yeah, it's a separate thing. It's like two options. I'm just showing you both ways. Yeah. No, there's more, but yeah, we're just going to try everyone. Okay, the most struggling student here.
Nah, I'm so good at it, man.
You good? Oh, nice. You good?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
And then,
Okay. Okay, guys. I think everyone's managed to get a sheet they want to use instead of the two. You can use the first one or the second one. And just to round off the tutorial time, because of the time, I'll just quickly show you how to import into Sheets. That's the important part, just to get everything on that you've made. So you can start playing around with laying out the different views. So it doesn't matter. You can use this one or this one. It's your preference. So I'll just start from the beginning so you guys can actually make the sheet if you've lost your one. So if you go to the left of the options, under Sheets, right click, New Sheet. Yeah, and Revit always tells you to save, which is a good thing, so you don't lose your files. And there's all these options. And family one is the one you just made. So if we use that today, just to spice it up, then you get this one, the nice DWG one. So everybody's got a sheet, and we'll just start bringing in the different types of views, like the plan, section, and EXO, just to start filling up the sheet. And the way to do that is that you just come to the left again. So anything we do in Revit, we want to use the project browser, which is this little box here. And that has all your plans, views, elevations, and you just have to look. So if you start going down the list, there's floor plans. And the one we want today is level 0. And it's the same as just moving like a file in your Windows. You just click on it, drag it across, and just pop it down. Just let go of the mouse, the left click. So bring it across, pop it down, and it gives you this empty box. And that just means that now you're holding on to it, and you can put it anywhere on the sheet. So once you left click it, it will place it onto the sheet. So this one will pop it here, drag it across, and just click left. And you get this floor plan that it's pre-made for you. And just for reference, that plan is this plan. It's a pre-drawn one. Sweet. So this one, because the file was set up for you, it's easier. But as you see, it's 1:50 on an A1. And if you want to play around with the scale, if your lecturer tells you, I want this specifically like 1:100 scale, then you can just click once on the view that you're playing with. And if you come to the left, there's this window called the properties folder, file window, and in the list there's view scale, and that's where you can change the scale of your plans in different views. So 1:100, then come down, apply, and now Revit automatically scales all your drawings for you, so you don't have to worry about it being off scale or redrawing it. So now you've got this correct scale, 1:100. Sweet. If you manage to put that onto your sheet, I'll just have everyone just drag in the section and the EXO view from the project browser that on the left corner where all the views is. So we want the level 0. And if you scroll down under 3D view, there's something called EXO view in all caps, so you can't miss it. So click, left click, drag across, let go. Gives you the hovering thing, and you can pop it down. Just keep it 1:50 scale just to make it look nice on the paper. And the last view I want you to bring in is section. If you below the sections tab, come down, section, left click, drag across, let go. Oh, and the reason why I'll just let you know, this window pops up is because I've already pre-made this file for you guys, and that just means that this view is already on a different sheet. So Revit tells you if you're doubling up on the same view, just to not complicate and duplicate different views. So if that happens, this blue box comes up next to your view. So we can just right click, come to the options and just remove it from the sheet. And that just means that now that view is nowhere in the sheets and other ones, and you can just drag and drop again and place it down. And that's how you set up 3 views on one sheet just to get you started. Sweet. So if everybody's managed to drag and drop, you get these 3 views. And I guess presentation-wise, you need to think about all those like different lines, and you start worrying, is this top of the Excel like lining up with that? And lecturers are going to start saying that your titles aren't lining up and they don't like the length of your tail. So we're going to start modifying the titles and aligning these views. So first one is, once you start using Revit and start dragging stuff in, you're going to get something that might look like this. And there's a box around your view. And that just means that that's the box that is from the view you're using in. So when you hover over it, it kind of lights up. That just means that that's the view, and that's how much of the view you're looking at. So there is 2 options in Revit called active view and a deactive view. And if you've noticed, when you hover your mouse over the view, it gives you that highlight. And if you double click into it, then it starts letting you kind of actually play around with the actual model. So when you can work real time on the sheet instead of going back and forth between a floor plan, like a section, and like an XO. So what I mean is, let's say that you want to work on the plan, but you also want to look at the XO. Instead of just going to the plan and start working and getting lost in it, you can actually, on Revit, if you have all the 3 views, and as you see, when I bring my mouse over, it gives you that little black box and it disappears. It means that right now, your whole view is deactivated. So anything you do on this sheet doesn't change anything. But when you actually hover it, and it gives you that square, and you click into it, and everything grays out. And if you come closer to it, now everything highlights, and that just means now you're actually in the floor plan, and you can actually start moving things like delete that wall, and that will actually delete your wall. Okay, I'll delete this wall. So if you saw that, if I click on this wall, the wall on the left of the XO is highlighted. So everything's connected. So there's something to be careful of when you start playing around with the graphics and laying out on Revit, so that you don't start deleting walls and changing your actual 3D model that you've CAD'd up. So for now, just important thing is deactivated and activated. So right now, deactivated, click into it, grays out, activated. So now you know to be wary about not changing too much stuff. So to get out of this view, you can either press escape on your keyboard 2 times. And if that doesn't work, you can just bring your cursor over to the outside of the sheet and just click it twice, left click, and everything just, you just exited that active view and you're back into your deactivated. So you're back in the safe zone. Sweet. So we've talked about the cropping and just quickly covering the actual title on your sheets. So you have this certain font and size and style, but it's too defaulty, and you might want to change it. The way to do that is, first of all, the orientation of where you want that title. If you click into the view, left click, you see that all of this just highlights into blue, and that just means that now you can edit this. And editing means that you can modify everything in the left side and on the page. So all the readjusting toggles activate, so you can drag this and make it shorter, make it longer. But if you want to actually change the font and the size of it, you can come to the left side, and if you see under properties, it always shows you what you've clicked on, and you can change a lot of stuff on it. So right now we've clicked on the title, viewport, title with line. So title and a line. And if you don't want that line because it's too messy, then if you want to edit anything in Revit, then you always look into edit type. So we're going to press edit type, and it comes up with all these options. And before you change anything, a good workflow to remember is to always duplicate your types, because the last thing you want is to override your office's like default, like pristine font and size like thing that someone made 20 years ago, and your boss tells you, yeah, like you have to replicate it. So always duplicate, so you don't have to, you don't overwrite. So if you click duplicate, you can now maybe go, you can rename it anything you want. I'm just gonna go DRH tutorial. And you can put your names or anything. And if you go okay, now you've made a whole new type with all the settings that you wanted. And it gives you all these options here in graphics. So title, if you press the little arrow down menu, it gives you the option of having no details, or you can even not have anything, but we stick to the standard, and you can do show titles, no show titles. And if you look in the real time on the project, if you apply it, okay, it deletes it. So if you don't want any titles, you can do that. But if you want titles, you can just keep it on yes. And show extension line just means that little line we saw that we're playing around with. If you don't like that messiness, then you can just tick that off, and you'll just get the delete of that. But something to play around with is the line weights and the color. So if you want a thicker one, you can do 4 maybe. And you want to be snazzy and do purple, change to purple. So you can change all of that here, and line patterns as well. You can change it to dashes, dots, just to fit to the purpose that you're looking for. Then you just press OK. And now that it's gonna show up changed when you. Everybody playing that? Yeah, sweet. Nice read. Dash lines. You guys good? Sweet. So the last thing I'm just going to quickly show you is what to do to actually get this thing out into the real world, and with nice line weight. And the thing to remember is you just want this, let's say this is like the final result. I'm just going to just show you how to quickly export it so you can print this out. The way to do that is you go to File on the left top, then export, hover over it like last time when you're doing the title block, and there's all these options, and what we want is PDF. Then this window pops up, and the one we want is we want control over what sheet we want instead of printing the whole like 50-page worth of construction drawings. So we'll do selected views and sheets. Click on that. then this thing becomes active. And when you press on it, the pencil next to it, you get all the options of things that you can print out now. And you can just press on the sheet that you are working on. So my one, I'll do this one. So you can select all of it. You can check all, and that just means you print out absolutely everything that you worked on. But if you just want to show you to this 3 view thing that you worked on, like, and it's called sheet A103, then you just click that. So you get 1 paper. Then you press select. Then the file name, you can change around to whatever you want. So DRH tutorial. Then location, let's just save it to where we saved all the other files. So for me, it was to desktop. And the page size is very important. So we worked in A1 size, if you guys remember at the start. So you click the toggle and it brings you all these sizes. So you just come down and you find ISO A1, but there's also different sizes for later on, just for your reference. So A1 is the one we use today. So you press on A1. Then we leave the paper placement on center. Then automatic orientation. Then appearance-wise, this is where you want to choose if you want to do color or black and white. If you've been using if you have renders or like different views, exo views later on. But for our purposes, we'll use high. But for your final outputs, you might want to do presentation. And we'll do color just because we have some nice color in our roof. Then everything else, we'll keep the vector processing. And the other options are just like additional things you can play around with later on, but like hide scope boxes and crop boundaries are things that just help you minimize errors later on if you forget to hide things that doesn't look nice. And we'll just click export. And for future, you can save it, but for us, no, because we don't want to save it into the computer. And if you go to the file where you saved it, it should come up with the final result of, then it gives you the final result and to scale. So that's just some very, very basic way to get you started on making title blocks and sheets and start putting views onto the sheet. And yep, thank you for coming to the tutorial, guys. If you have any questions, I'll stay for a few minutes before the next one starts just to quickly answer questions. But thank you. Hopefully you guys come to the next one next week.